Oh, man. All right. All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
The first in-person, two-person Tricer Podcast in studio here. So James Visser.
I'm excited, dude. It's a pleasure to be here, checking out your office. I'd seen little teaser clips online, but it's cool to be here in person. You did a great job with the decorations, and just like the flow of the space is really good. So you guys are killing it. It's cool to see. Yeah,
I wanted to do it. I was like, James, let's do it online, because I've never done one in person. He's like, I live right down the street. Yeah. So James came in and did it. So I'm excited to do a pod with you, dude, to get you on here and do it.
I had to pull your leg a little bit to get you in here, but I think it's good. And anytime you can get in person, I just think there's like a different vibe, than through a screen is like so. Sometimes it can feel like a interviewee a little bit, whereas like when you're in person, it's just. It goes, and flows.
100%. Yeah. So, about James, James is like a local archery celebrity guy. Like, he's our local influencer in San Diego for archery. Yeah. So, James runs Bow Disciples. Mm-hmm. He's like one of I don't want to say he's one of the first YouTubers, but he's been YouTubing for a long time. Yeah. And that's kind of where you got your start, was like YouTube, right? And then now you're doing you have a big following on Instagram and stuff, but bottom line is you're an archer, you're a hunter. Is what you are. You're not. And then you kind of, I guess, the influencing stuff kind of came after that. Mm-hmm. But tell me about you. Tell me about James Visser.
Yeah, dude. I've talked about it a couple times, but not like chronologically per se. But it's my whole life. I have always been super active and a doer, and I've been a bow hunter literally my whole life. Like, there's VHS tapes we have at home that we could dig out where I'm stalking rabbits at 3 years old and pull up diapers with like a long bow. Like, I literally have been bow hunting my whole life. And then I became a pro bike rider in 2010 through 2013. I was on this thing called the FMB World Tour. It's a mountain bike tour.
Mountain bike tour?
Yeah, freestyle mountain bike tour. So I was like did crazy tricks and stuff, basically.
Bro, I just got a mountain bike.
Yeah, so here we go, right? So, but how I got anywhere in biking was, one, I had skill at biking, somewhat. I'm better at archery and hunting than I am at biking, but I was a good biker and I had a crazy work ethic, so I was always trying to get better. But the key part is I was filming videos and vlogs in 2007. I put my first video on the internet in 2007. And I made a mistake and put them on this website called pinkbike.com, which is like the biggest biking website in the world. Because on Pinkbike, you could upload videos with any music you wanted. And it was the best place to be. In hindsight, had I been putting those vlogs on YouTube in 2007, my life probably would look different now, like with like how big YouTube is, Yeah. And they were good videos, way ahead of the times, to be vlogging in 2007. So anyways, filmed videos and grew a biking career. Then when I retired from bike riding in 2013, I kind of was in this transitioning phase of life, and I worked a normal job, where I showed up to work and left, was not self-employed. That was the only time I got a job when I was 12 feeding horses, but after that, then I went into business biking because I was an entrepreneur with all these sponsors and making videos, earning revenue myself as a contractor, essentially. Then I worked a job, and I felt like a job was so easy. It was a cool job, worked my way up to a management position really quick. I was like, man, all I have to do is show up, put in the effort, get paid, and go home, and then it's like, I'm done. But I got bored of that after a while. I was like, I got to do something else. So I was like, what can I use the skills that I used in biking, filming, going to the post every day, and grow something else? So then I thought, I'll do real estate. I can use video to grow the business, and I can make a lot of money selling these houses. So I got into real estate in 2015. Started filming videos about real estate. And then I thought to myself, I was like, man, I've hunted my whole life. I've shot archery my whole life. I love making videos. And I wasn't feeling creative, really. The real estate stuff was just simple videos. So I said, maybe I should start a YouTube about hunting and archery. So in 2018, I with my buddy Nick, started putting videos up, and here we are today, 6 years later, still going. So it's pretty cool. That's kind of the journey, but to your point, I mean, it's like the videos just happened so organically. You know, it was just like I already did both things. It was just about meshing them together. And then beyond that, I never really thought of it as like something I could monetize or like do for a business. And obviously it's grown a lot. So now it's like getting to the point where it is a pretty significant side income for me that's like probably before long going to be like I don't even have to sell houses if I don't want. I'm still going to because I enjoy real estate, but it's crazy. I wouldn't have guessed that, you know, from the origin, but since it's just like work and persistence is all it was, you know.
That's awesome. And you have like a pretty big following on YouTube, right?
Yeah, so on YouTube, we're over 40,000 subscribers, but our viewership is quite high. In fact, like if you go on Social Blade and compare our channel, like Social Blade, basically you could look up anyone's statistics. Our viewership is one of the highest in hunting for sure on YouTube, like out of anybody, because we're pumping out so much content and we've done it for so long that, I mean, on YouTube, we're generally, you know, between 60 and 150,000 views a day.
Really?
On YouTube.
Wow.
Just YouTube.
Because on all your stuff.
No, only you. Oh, yeah, on all.
So, like,
because
you have so much content out there that it's all getting viewed, but, like, combined. That's
on
pretty
YouTube.
Cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it's a staggering number. It's a big figure, but it's cool, man. Like, it's so funny, too, because when I first started doing the archery videos, to your point, like, back in 2018, no one was, like, filming videos that much at shoots, or there was some guys, but it was interesting because at first people would kind of be like, what are they doing with the camera? Like, and now it's gotten to the point where it's so cool. Like, we'll go to an event and someone's there and they're like, oh, we flew to this tack from Australia, and my wife here bought the Iwasaki Gen 2 because of the video Brianna did on the Iwasaki Gen 2. That happens all the time, meeting people from all around the world who are like, man, thank you so much. I got my first bow because of y'all, or whatever. And to me, I think that's the coolest thing about it is hunting. We're getting attacked constantly by people that are very precise in their legislation and trying to get rid of hunting. You know, in California, of course, we've seen it with mountain lions in the 90s. Bobcats just recently, they've attempted it with bears. And the only way we can combat that is to grow more hunters. So we have more allies to go vote, donate money, sign these petitions, whatever it may be. So most hunting channels and archery channels, and this isn't a slight, but it's the truth is they're preaching to the choir. Our stuff is very different and fun and like comedic a lot of times. Don't get me wrong, there's informative stuff as well, and you know, skills tips and stuff, but a lot of our stuff is just a riot to watch. It's really entertaining. And I think that makes hunting less intimidating, or even archery. A lot of our people only shoot bows. But guess what? If they shoot bows and they watch Bow Disciples, guarantee they're an ally of hunting. So to me, that's like extremely rewarding and important. And I think that as hunters, it's very important to evangelize, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You definitely got in at a good time too. I feel like, because I have like 250 subscribers on YouTube.
It's a grind.
It's a grind. I feel like it's getting harder and harder on every platform, right? Like even like Instagram, especially. Like if I got on Instagram in like 2015, you could have hundreds of thousands of followers. But like now it's like I have 11,000 followers. I put a post out, and 1,500 of them 1,500 people see it.
I know, dude.
They like the algorithm's crazy, and same thing with YouTube. Like it was a lot easier to grow years ago, and like it's getting harder and harder to grow a channel and do stuff. So you guys kind of got it at the right time. The vlogging thing's intriguing to me because I'm going full-time Tricer like in a month. And I was like, I'm gonna be traveling a lot. Like I got some really sick stuff going on. Like like in June, I'll be going to Montana, but I'm gonna like road trip through Utah. I'm gonna see a bunch of people, and then I'm gonna go like fishing with the guy who runs the Mule Deer Foundation, and then I'm gonna go ride dirt bikes with Cody Rich. And I'm like, man, I need to like vlog this stuff and put it on YouTube. So I don't even know like the first thing about vlogging.
Yeah.
So I've got like a GoPro, I've got like some of the handy cam you talked about. I got like that camera. They're like the vlog. That's a vlogging camera.
That is a perfect camera for vlogging.
Camera.
Yeah.
So like. I think
you just need a little handheld tripod. That's the key.
I need to make one. I need a tripod guy.
You should make a Tricer selfie vlogger.
Selfie vlogger.
You should actually.
A trogger.
You would make it cool too. But yeah, I mean, it's tough. Like any of these social media platforms they're all beneficial to grow if like you have. I mean, in reality, we just talked about this on our podcast the other day, but like companies that pay for ads, they pay for views. They want views. So if you can grow organic views yourself and then have something of your own to promote, whether it's merch or an event or a tripod, like then you're getting the exposure organically. And then if you do ads on top of that, it's even better. So I mean, we do it all. We do Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, of course. But YouTube's our main thing. That's our main thing.
Yeah, it is.
And then, but on Instagram, we got 70,000, which like
you got a lot of followers.
That happened on a whim, dude.
How did that? So
it happened on a whim.
So
bro.
like, tell me, because like I have a girl who works with us, who overnight got 65,000 followers.
That's basically what happened. Yeah.
How did that happen?
So. It was actually a month when this happened, but in 2022, I went on an elk hunt, super remote, so there's no service. Like, I'm certainly not able to upload any YouTube videos. And at this time, I was literally filming a video, editing it, and putting it up right then. So, like, all I had was just what I just finished, So it's not like when I'm out there, I can't put out videos. So I was going to go a month, and I was putting out 2 videos a week at the time. And then I was going to drop to 0, basically, for 3 weeks to a month while I'm on this hunt. And I said, I don't want to put out, like, no content. Like, that's... So I thought to myself, I said, well, I have enough service to put out short-form content, like Reels, Shorts, TikToks. And I thought to myself, okay, well, instead of doing 2 videos a week, I'll just take a little bit of time each day to put out 2, like, 10-second videos every single day while I'm here and just see what happens. I think the Instagram had like 1,000 followers at the time. So I started putting out 2 videos every day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, 10 seconds or less usually. All of the sudden, dude, one of these suckers just starts going off the rails. Like, I'm talking, you'd refresh his phone, 1 million, 1.5 million, 2 million. And then before you know it, that video's at 70 million, right? Crazy viral. And, I mean, it was growing 2,000 followers a day. But a lot of them were from the Middle East, like Iraq, Iran, which, like, shout out, we do have some, like, real followers out there, but a lot of them, I think, were, like, I don't know, like, it seemed bawdy, but, like, it was organic. We didn't pay for anything. It just started going ballistic, and then it was so crazy because I'm doing 2 of those a day, and I think, like, that one went to 70 million or whatever, but then there was, like, in that same span, we had, like, 5 others hit 5 million or higher. And the low ones were 200,000 or higher for a month straight, twice a day. So we went from 1,000 to like...
This algorithm just did something weird or something?
Something weird, but like honestly, our engagement on Instagram sucks because like you go look at our likes and it's like... might get like, I'd say between like 150 and 350, which is good, but it's not what we should have at 70,000, but it's because so many of those followers... I think are like kind of dead accounts or something. So I think we more have like probably like 10,000 that are real on Instagram, but how can you control it? It's like, you know. So now it's cool because I can see the retention chart and it's like every month we're kind of losing and gaining the same followers now, but the ones we're gaining are like actual real people. Like you can go to their page and it's. So I don't know what the heck happened, but it was a whirlwind. But as far as the vlogging, I mean, I think you should do it. It's just, it's a learning curve. Like, you know, what to film, how to edit. Well, you don't edit, but like, you know.
I'm not going to edit. So I'm contemplating like, oh, I should just pay someone to drive with me and film for me, like some kid from the church or something.
Yeah. Get an intern. I've thought about getting an intern.
I could do something like that, or one of my kids could go too and do it, but I think they need to go to school. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's like some like 18-year-old kid that wants to like film for YouTube or something, totally. Like come work for me for. But I don't want. But at the same time, I don't want to bring them on that trip with me. Like that would suck.
Yeah,
like,
then you have someone you're.
So I don't know. Like I don't know. I'm just gonna kick it around. Like that's kind of my thing. Is like, I'm definitely like to be organic with my stuff, and like you kind of get what you get with me. Like I'm like, hey, I made a new bind adapter. It's like this thing isn't even gonna be available for, you know, maybe a year.
So cool.
And I just put it out on the internet because like I like to do it. So I just throw stuff out like that, you know, and just. So I don't know. I kind of like it'd be nice to have those thoughts. I do have a TikTok now, I guess, but I don't do it. So I've never seen it. I told my office, like they're like, you need a TikTok. You're so funny, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So they take my videos and
put them on there for you.
Put them on there I guess. Yeah. So they're making them with things that I make. I put them on TikTok, I guess. So I don't know. I have no idea how many followers I have with that. But the whole thing's like
TikTok's funny, man. It's like. I don't scroll on TikTok, if that makes sense. Like, I am not a TikTok engager. I don't sit there and, like, watch TikToks, but I do post on there. So, like, I use it in the capacity to go on and post a video, but I don't consume it. But it's funny because sometimes while I'm uploading the whatever clip I'm uploading, on TikTok, I find if you, like, close the app, it will stop the upload, so you got to keep it open. It only takes like a minute. But it's so funny, like, they're so good with their algorithm that even in that minute, I could, like, get caught for, like, you know, like, scrolling through, watching videos. And I'm like, how do they do it, you know? Because I have no intention of watching it. But you talk about, like, an elite algorithm. TikTok's like a different beast.
They really like. I've never been on TikTok. I have no desire to get on there. I'm like, I never want to do Instagram, but now I kind of have to do Instagram.
You have to.
And I have to do. I mean, like whatever. It's fun. I get to engage with my customers that way and see them. And like the YouTube stuff's fun for me, just for like product videos and just what I'm doing. I want to start filming hunts, so that's gonna happen this year a little bit. I'm gonna have some people filming for me and just getting that and putting some hunts together. Just because I'm planning on hunting 2 weeks a month from August on. Perfect. So like, I'm gonna hunt Sierras, I think, in August here, archery, which will be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys, I guess, whatever. California, we can hunt in August. We can hunt in July.
I've hunted in July.
You can hunt in
July.
July.
I've shot a deer on July, I believe, 9th, I think.
You can hunt in July in the A zones. So, we have some fun stuff that people don't know about down here, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. The hunting in July is a trip, man. I've done it twice.
Really?
It's crazy. I swear I think I shot, if not the first deer in the country legally last year, like I had to have been close.
Really?
Because I shot a deer on like day 2 of the opener in A zone or whatever. And like I hadn't seen anyone else post something. So I was like, maybe, like I had to have got one of the, but yeah, it's so weird hunting that early. I'm not used to it.
So I've been kicking around the A zone a little bit. How do you like the A zone?
I love any type of bow hunting, so I really like it. If
you guys don't know, A-Zone runs from basically, like, not Santa Barbara, like Ventura all the way up to, like, San Francisco and into, like, central, like, to the 15 or something. It's like a big, gigantic unit. A lot of it's private, but there's a lot of public, too.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It was my first blacktails too. I did it back-to-back years, so I got two blacktails. But those are my first ones, and I will tell you, blacktail, it's like the best eating meat, especially those early season bucks. That's my best tasting meat, hands down.
You think it's because they're not as? I mean, I guess they're in rough country. They're not moving as much.
100%, because even some of the, I've shot a lot of early season mule deer bucks as well. Amazing eating as well. Something about when the bucks are in velvet and they're just kind of chilling with the boys, you know, like they eat amazing. But the blacktails, even better.
Really?
Yes.
And so when you're hunting blacktail, you're pretty much all spot and stock, right? Do you spot and stock those? Okay.
Yeah, both ones I shot, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's spots you could for sure sit like a pop-up blind or maybe do a tree stand, but so far I've only spot and stalked them. One there's videos of both, but one of them I glassed. It was crazy foggy. Got really lucky, saw them moving. There was like 3 of them, I think. Got up there. Ended up, I got in such a perfect spot. Wind was good. Here he comes. Doe comes out. He comes out like 30 yards, maybe something like that. Thumped him perfect. Ran like 40 yards, went down. The next one was like one of my best stalks ever. Dude, I glass up this buck, and I thought he was bedded because all I could see was the tip of his antlers. And it was crazy windy. But he's only like 300 yards. Normally I'm glassing stuff like 2 miles away. He was right here. Just found him close. Turns out the grass was neck high.
On the buck?
On the whole area was neck high. So he was standing. But all I could see him moving around. It was like a shark fin. You'd see his horns moving around. So I said, I'm going to go out there and stalk this buck. Wind's just howling in my face. So my dad stays up on the binocular. I didn't need him there on this one really, but I was like, watch this. This will be cool. So I stalk in. I get in there and again, the grass is here, so I can see his antler tips out here. And every once in a while, I would be stalking. I could be loud because, it was like windy. So you're not going to hear me. But we're level ground. But the grass, like I said, is super tall. So I'm stalking.
So he can't see you because his head's below the grass.
100%. So every once in a while, he would see something move, and I could see him look at me because I'm like 50 yards at this point, but I cannot see anywhere near torso. So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, if I'm going to get a shot at this buck at rib cage, I need to be 15 yards. So I got a ways to go. So I'm at 50. He would look. Eventually, he'd go back, and I could see him start to try to. He was trying to flank me
trying to
get the wind. So I'm like, nah, I'm not going to let that happen. So we're flanking each other like this, and I would range him. He's at like 30, but again, I can only see his ear. 25, 20, 14. So now I'm 14 yards, and he's just feeding behind this bush.
And you can't see any else?
No, I can just see antlers and ears.
That's funny.
And he's walking right to left, and I go, you know what? If he takes one more step, I'm going to be able to see the top of his back and just bury my pin down into the grass, and I'll smoke him right here. He takes like 2 more steps, put him down right there. 14 yards.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Stalked in 14 yards, which is not my closest. I actually stalked a buck once. He was sleeping when I got to him. I was 5 yards.
Really?
He was like this. Slump 4x4. Yeah. But stalking's what I do. It's what I'm like. I think it's what I'm best at in life. Like what God put me here to do is be a spot and stalk archer, I think. Especially on mule deer. It's just like I get in this. My dad always says it's just like watching it's just like what I do. I don't know. It's weird.
So I have never killed a deer with my bow.
Yeah.
I've never until now, I've just never had the time to put in archery, right? Now I'm I'm a full-time Tricer. I have the time to do it. I have the time, mostly it's okay, I have 5 days of rifle hunt, let's go, right? I got this, I can hunt 2 times a year. Now it's I'm going to put all this time in. So I'm going to get I'm going to blow 7 points on a really good elk tag in Colorado this year.
Cool.
So I'm going to do that, archery. And then I'm going to do mule deer here, archery as well. And I'm trying to do that. And then hopefully I put them for bow tags and a bunch of other places as well. So I want to put a lot of time into archery now because it's really intriguing to me to get in close and
oh yeah.
I'm not so I don't know what it is. I don't know if you've heard to talk about this at all in the podcast, but this year I'm going to only shooting a 30-06, wood stocked 30-06.
You talked about that at the shoot.
So I'm going away from my high end rifles and the archery thing because I just this I have this bad taste in my mouth right now with where the industry's going with just pushing this long range high BC shooting a mile away, and it's just man, I want to I really at this point in my hunting career I really enjoy the hunt more than the kill.
100%.
And getting out there and glassing and finding them. So the archery thing for me, if I can go put in 2 weeks in the Sierras in August I'm going to kill a deer. Like I should.
Or at least you'll learn a lot.
Learn a lot, right?
Know? Yeah. And that's the thing, like, with especially with spot and stock hunting, like bow hunting, it's just like, there is so much knowledge you have to gain to be proficient, and I think that's why we're going to see a pretty significant drop-off of active hunters here soon. They'll still be allies in the sport and vote for our stuff, which is a win, a net win. But I think that when COVID came around, just like any other outdoor industry, tons of people got into it, whether it's biking or camping or off-roading, whatever. But I bet a lot of those people went out and they were like, bow hunting's impossible. Because that's what it is. If you don't have someone to show you how to do it, it's like been there and done it. It's like, it's tough. It's you're going to go and be like, that's impossible. I'm not going to do this anymore. So I bet a lot of people, or I bet if you go on eBay or like Facebook Marketplace, I bet you're going to see a lot of used bows.
So here's the thing. If you look at California's like draws in 2020, we've gone down like 30% to this
already.
Year. Already, dude.
It's gonna go another 20% at least.
It's gone down like it peaked in 2020, and if you look at Go Hunt, it'll show you like the applications.
Yep.
It's just like on this steady downhill right now. And I was actually sharing this with Daryl Sloan and Jake Schutz, and I was like, this is really cool. And I was looking at other states, and it wasn't as prolific in like Colorado, states where the hunting is very, it's just like core. But it is going down in those states as well.
It will be. It will slightly continue, I bet.
But California was like, holy crazy, crap. Huh? Everyone decided to go hunting in California. Maybe because we were all so locked up here. It was like...
Yeah, that was probably a factor.
Like, our state was like so the freaking worst. Back-asswards. Yeah. It was like... Oof. So everyone's like, we gotta go hunting. So they all got it. But it's gone down a ton. So I'm like, it's gonna get easier to draw some of these tags.
For sure.
And I'm hoping it translates into other states. I mean, I know you're not supposed to be hope for hunting to go down.
No. Yeah.
But as somebody who draws across the West, and like every year I'm putting in places, like I hate watching my points just creep up like crazy.
Yeah, dude. No, I agree very, very much so with what you just said. Like a lot of people that hunt will really like bash on anyone that's like growing hunting, whether it's Cam Haynes or Steve Ranella or me
Go Hunt.
They
bash Go Hunt bad.
People hate these guys, and I'm like, you understand that is such a selfish and naive approach, because first of all, I've probably the influencer and Cam Haynes, Steve Ranella, we've all hunted longer than you have. Like we were here first than most people, that are keyboard warriors have been hunting like 2 years. Meanwhile, Cam's been hunting 40 years. I've been hunting 25 years. Steve's been hunting who knows how long. Same with the guys from Go Hunt. But like, it's like, we're not going to draw as many tags. Well, you have one bonus point anyways because you just started. I just don't get the selfish approach, and that is not helping to sustain hunting. Yeah. You have to support Cam and Steve, or me. That's foolish not to do. But I think a lot of times people get really jealous of people like Cam Haynes for sure. You go read his comments, like, jealousy's nasty. And I think that unfortunately in hunting especially, it's any sport. Any sport. But I just think people got to stop doing that, Like you said, I mean, it's just like, what's the point of the negativity? And like, you could be mad about point creep, but that's not Cam Haynes' fault. Yeah.
No, it's definitely not. Like Randy Newberg's a great example. Everyone hates Randy Newberg. They say he ruined Arizona archery. Randy Newberg single-handedly ruined the over-counter archery hunts in...
preposterous.
in Arizona. Which he didn't. No, you can still apply for it. You can still get it. You go over there and do it. Yeah. But they blame Randy Newberg because he was like, because Arizona Fishing Game sponsored Randy for a few years, and it's like, it's all Randy's fault.
It's goofy. Really, if you want to, we actually talked about this, me and Brandon McDonald, and I forgot who else we were talking to on Instagram Live, but really what has made it... What's made more people apply out west and go do these over-the-counter hunts, like anywhere with an over-the-counter hunt, the reason that more people go is not because of influencers. It's because of the accessibility of information now.
Yeah.
Back in 2000, when me and my dad wanted to go try to hunt in New Mexico for our first time, you had to look at a map and call your buddy who knew an area, and that was the only way to do it, was on the ground research. Now you go hunt, and there's all the information, and
that's why they've learned
Onyx. Onyx makes it so accessible to say.
And now Onyx has hunting pool as well.
Yeah, and it says you click on it right here, and it says, "Oh, that's public land." So you go, "Okay, I'll go over there and I can hunt," which I think that's awesome. Mm-hmm. But that is what's made more people feel comfortable to do it, because the barrier to entry is more attainable with the information. But for people to sit there and blame Cam Haines, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I've been hunting public land for a long time, right?
Yeah.
So probably, since I was 13.
Yep.
I remember being when I first started hunting San Diego. I've only been big game hunting since 2014, but I just never they didn't teach me to do it.
Yeah.
But I bird hunted like crazy.
That's cool.
And I would go get all the Cleveland National Forest maps.
Exactly.
You have to go get them, and I still have them in drawers.
Yep.
You have to pull them out, and you have to figure it out. So often.
Yep.
We were definitely poaching, because it's how the heck do you know?
You don't know.
Once you get but it was so much easier than I don't know
for sure.
You just because you're trying to figure out where you are on this map, and there's no even Garmin's and then they came out with the Onyx chips, which were really cool. Remember
I didn't even have one of those. I had a Garmin Nuvi. Mm-hmm. That was my big safety thing, mark my quad or whatever. It did save me a few times, but I never had the chip, but I do remember it. That was cool.
When they came out, so you can kind of see where you were before. Now it's all on your phone. It's I'm so stoked on
Me too.
I can't wait till I'm going to buy a Starlink for this year, because I'm kind of run this thing kind of wherever, right? So I can do this wherever I am. I'm going to buy a Starlink, but I can't wait until all cell phones go to Starlink.
Dude,
it's
Starlink.
coming.
It's coming. How is that not here yet? That's
coming.
Crazy.
Because you're going to be able to you're going to be anywhere. Which I
unless
guess
you're in a tunnel or something.
You're going to be anywhere in the world and be able to have access to this information.
Insane.
Which is cool and also not cool.
Yeah. Because you can't get away.
Because I can't get away. And with Tricer, it's I never can get away.
Yeah.
It's kind of this.
Yeah.
It's become this beast where it kind of I don't have a 9 to 5 job. It's a 4 a.m. to 11 p.m. job. It's kind of but it's in spurts throughout the day, right? It's 7 o'clock right now, we're hanging out talking, but then you're trying to film still stuff. So it's kind of nice to turn that off when you're gone. But you're not going to need a inReach anymore.
No.
You're not going to need a spot anymore. It is coming so soon.
100%.
Where you're going to be able to have access to everything wherever you are in the world and be completely safe and have that the barrier entry go way down. Wherever I am in the world, I'll know where I am. I'll be able to talk to my wife. I'm not going to. I'll be able to freaking FaceTime. It's going to I talk all the time on the podcast. So I get a little bit I was gone for 14 days this year. I started getting homesick.
Yeah.
I start missing my wife. Start missing my kids. It's dude. Especially when it's crappy. When you're getting your freaking dick kicked in. Sorry, you're getting your butt kicked, and it's 20 degrees and it's snowing and raining and you're blowing stalks, or my kid missed an elk and you're just an elk just living in hellholes. I get homesick. And having the ability to be oh, hey,
connect.
FaceTime my kids, connect is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And anywhere in the world.
You are right, too. That's that. Like I said, I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet, but it's got to be within 5 years. That's a thing.
Oh, 100%.
And actually, speaking on Starlink, I did a bison hunt last year in the Book Cliffs.
You did Book Cliffs?
Yeah. Yeah.
You drew the tag?
No, I filmed. My buddy did. I filmed it. It's a great video. You should go watch
Archery?
it. Yes.
Really?
Archery. Dude, it was insane. Because I got to do all the stalks and everything, of course. Mm-hmm. I was right there filming. But amazing opportunity. It was, like I said, once in a lifetime. I will probably never get to do it again. So it was really, really cool. But a guy on that trip had a Starlink. And it was, because there's no service on Book Cliffs, anywhere really. But it was cool because when we get back to camp, because we filled the bison tag opening day. We were there 2 days early to scout, and he had actually been a few weeks prior to scout more. So we got fortunate, but we got a big bull the first day. So then when you get back to camp, it's funny, everyone's like, hey, you gonna fire up the Starlink? And then as soon as everyone, it is kind of funny because as soon as it's on, everyone got the phone out, not we're not sitting on our phones, but it just is. It shows human nature. As soon as it's on, you check your phone.
Well, I'm getting one because like I said, like my goal is to hunt 2 weeks a month. Like out of state, I'm going to be gone. Like, it's my goal for this year is to hunt 2 weeks a month. And I'm just going to get a Starlink, and then like I could be able to come back to camp, do some emails, do some freaking Zoom calls, whatever. Like middle of the day, if I have to go back to camp, do some Zoom calls, whatever. As long as if I'm backpack hunting, that's not going to happen, right? But it'd really be nice wherever I am to be able to do that. Because even when you're hunting and like you get off the mountain, like when you're in the middle of Utah or Colorado, like there's not service a lot of places, right? So getting to fire that thing up would be nice. So I already told my partners, like, hey, we're buying a Starlink.
Oh, dude,
plus, like,
100%.
I go to Baja a lot. Like, it's just nice to have down there.
Do you like off-road or what?
My partner races Baja.
Oh, cool.
I like to fish down there. So we was like Bay of LA last year. We do a lot of San Felipe stuff. So now that my son's adopted, we can go. We were like out of Mexico for like 4 years, so we weren't allowed to go because he was in the foster care system. Now he's adopted, we can go to Mexico all we want. So,
perfect.
Yeah, I love Baja, being right there,
It's funny, I've only been to Mexico once.
Really?
Yeah, to build a house.
My kids are down there right now, dude.
I did like the house build for a church trip, like your classic,
My kids are down there for 5 days on a mission trip.
Are they building a house or what?
No, we're working an orphanage. I used to go to Mexico twice a month for missions work when I was like probably from 20 to like 23. I went to Mexico a ton doing mission stuff, and like Baja, like mostly Ensenada side, so like down past Ensenada down to like San Quintin, which is like 4 or 5 hours south of the border. Spent a lot of time down there. It was just really like kind of formative years of my life, and just seemed to experience that. And we try to pour that to our kids. Like we took my son to Kenya last year. Oh, nice! And he's going back to Kenya in a month for 2 weeks with my wife. I feel like he's going to probably move there for like a year or two when he graduates high school. We're kind of like trying to pour into that, right? But we do have a heart for missions and going overseas and doing stuff like that. So
I had a blast.
We live right next to a missions field. Mexico's right there.
Yeah. Building a house was cool, but like it's funny because as far as Mexico, I think I just haven't gone much because like what they say on the news all the time, like people getting beheaded by cartels.
It's so much more dangerous up here, dude. Go freaking walk down the street, dude. Oh, it's like California is a hellhole for homeless people, on crack and like running around. Like I can't let my kids go outside. Yeah. Like you try and go down 2nd Street here, and it's just like you're gonna get mugged.
Got to move to Ramona.
I got to move to Ramona. Now that I'm not in, that I don't have to go to work. I might have to. Yeah. But the studio just got built, so I'm not moving for a while. The studio's done. I'm staying in the studio for a while. But yeah, dude. But no, the thing with Mexico, and they'll tell you this, is like once you get past the border towns, it's not dangerous. It's those like big city border towns where you're gonna have might have some issues, and most of them are not gonna have issues unless you're going and buying freaking cocaine and going to the strip clubs and doing that stuff.
If you're in the
you're doing
the scene,
you're doing this, and like everyone I know who's like had big problems is always doing something stupid.
Something stupid, yeah.
I had a friend who went to Mexico and brought it was his daughter's boyfriend at the time, and he went and tried to buy coke, and they ended up getting abducted, and they had to pay him off for a couple grand in Cabo, and you don't do Cabo?
I've never been. I only went one time on a church trip.
Here.
I know. I only
you got to down the Cabo with the wife.
I should.
It's a freaking hop, skip, and a jump. We fly to TJ. It's awesome.
You fly?
Oh yeah. You could drive. It's a sick trip. Yeah. But no, dude. You go down. You just walk across the border. It's all on a bridge through America into the airport, and you jump on an airplane. You're in Cabo in an hour and a half.
Really?
Oh, dude,
I gotta do this.
Cabo is awesome.
You're gonna have to send me that itinerary.
Yeah, do you go say secrets, and it's all inclusive, like whatever you want all day long. Like I don't drink, so I just eat like a bunch of sushi and ice cream.
Sushi and food.
Ice cream, dude.
That sounds amazing to me.
Dude, yeah, they got the whole spicy margarita thing going. If you're into that
I don't like spicy drinks.
Really?
I love spicy food.
Well, they have fruity drinks, or you can get beer. But
I like fruity drinks.
They have all you can get the drink with the big,
That's what I want.
Pineapple,
the umbrella, and the pineapple.
All you want, all day long.
That's
right?
what I want.
You know, it costs you like $800 a day for you and your wife. You go there for 3 days, $2,400.
Really?
4 days, maybe not that much. It's probably I think like $600 a day, and you're like the best food ever. You want to go to Benihana's? You want to do it? You got to do it with your wife.
I need to do that. Yeah.
And then I love fishing. So we went to Bay of LA last year, and that's like a 6-hour drive. That's on the Sea Cortez side, and it's just wide open yellowtail.
Ooh.
Yellowtail.
That does sound fun.
But deep water. Do you fish here at all?
I used to a lot, not anymore.
So, out here when we fish yellowtail, we fish them on top water. Mm-hmm. When you fish yellowtail on there, you fish them like 300 foot deep.
Really?
And they're giant. So you're bringing up like a 40, 50 pound yellowtail dude, it is like,
that's a fight.
You are worked.
Oh, I
you
bet,
are
dude.
worked. And you're clicking that thing into high speed and you're just like railing, trying to get this thing up.
Dang.
And then you get big old grouper. I mean, it's just, Baja's magical, man.
You caught a grouper, a big one?
Oh, a bunch
like a couple hundred, like one
no,
of
a couple hundred pounds.
ones?
No, we didn't get anyone that big, but we got some like 40 pounders, like some big ones. I can give you some fish.
Dude,
a bunch of fish.
I would love that.
But,
I actually met some dude, speaking of grouper, in Florida, that's like you can apply for a tag for a Goliath grouper, and I met a dude who actually drew one. So he's going on a Goliath grouper fishing.
But you don't get to keep it.
I'm not sure
I don't
how
think
it
you
works.
can keep those
I
things.
don't think you can either, but I'm not really sure. Like I can't remember if he said you could keep it, but you get to catch one.
Really?
I think you do get to keep it.
You must be able to keep it. 'Cause
He said something about like a size.
I think anyone could catch them. You must be able to keep it or something.
Yeah, I don't know how that works because like if
can't,
you
like,
see it,
not
are you
catch
supposed to like cut your string?
You can't like not catch them. I think anyone can catch a grouper. Maybe it's a tag to keep it.
Maybe that's what it is, but yeah, I don't know. And then you did the Coos deer hunt down in Mexico, right?
Yeah, I'm going back again. I'll go back every year until I can't.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. You got to go do that.
Loved it?
Oh, I loved it. Absolutely. I
Yeah.
can get you on a tag for really cheap.
Yeah.
I can get you on a tag
Sounds fun.
I can get you on a tag for $3,500.
Nice.
And you'd be chasing 110-inch deer.
That's sweet.
Get you on a mule deer tag for $5,500.
How far is that?
Depends on where you're going. You're going to go across Nogales. So for us, we're going to drive into Nogales. So like below like 38, 36B, like all those units over there, you know? So you drive into there. That's like, 5-6 hours from here? 6 hours? And then you're going to drop down. We went like 4 hours south the border where we went.
Oh, wow.
But there's spots that are closer.
Yeah.
But we are 4 hours south.
I don't mind to drive.
So we're going this year. One of the owners of Mountain Ops, one of the owners of Olin, his dad, my partners, my father-in-law, Shed Crazy, Ben Dedamani. We're all going to Mexico together. It's going to be a freaking hoot, man. We're all going in January. So we actually bought a ranch. When you go,
no way.
When you go, you buy a ranch, right? So we bought 8 tags. We all went in together, bought 8 tags, and we basically own this ranch from September through February.
Wow. Okay.
So we can go hunt whenever we want.
That's wild.
I'm not going until January till the ride.
I would go September for sure. If
might,
I got the tag, I would go.
So like that's the thing.
But I'm a lunatic.
But now that I'm like semi-retired from my other job, I'm like, I don't want to go down and kill an animal. Then like, But at the same time, I'm like, well, what if I went down and I killed something, and then now I can go help other people.
Yeah, 100%.
Deer, right?
100%.
Like my partners both haven't killed a buck before. My father-in-law he killed a good buck in Mexico last year, but he's gonna have a harder time on this hunt because it's a we're not sitting water. It's spot and stock, but it's a big mountain ranch, right? So we have this giant, thousands of acres to ourselves, mountain ranch to go hunt Coos deer, and you're like,
that's bitching.
You're like in the West, dude. Like it's like the old West. Like it's just like there's no airplanes, there's no cars. It's just you hanging out. You got some Mexican lady just making you tortillas over some rim tire, you know, or something like some makeshift like. It's just Baja. Like that's not Baja, but like that's why I like Baja, right? It's just this like, just different. It's cool, man. I love Mexico, man. It's cool.
Yeah, you're kind of sounds amazing.
I don't like everybody walking across the border, but I love Mexico.
Yeah, that's.
Dude, I don't know if you hunt where I hunt locally, but dude, like you. There's a lot of people coming across that are not Mexican.
Yeah, like,
I've never seen a black guy in Mexico.
Yeah.
And everyone coming across the border now is like black or Asian or Indian. Like that's not a racial comment, that's a truthful comment.
No.
Middle Eastern, like, and it's like scary as hell, dude. I've been out there in the mornings and there'll be 60 Middle Eastern dudes aged 20 to 40.
That's crazy.
No women and children.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't want to profile, but you're going to blow us up.
Yeah.
One of you guys is going to blow us up.
That's crazy,
without a doubt, dude. Like, we had to go, me and my kid, like, save this big, like, group of Indians. Like, I have a heart for these people.
Yeah,
like, I'm not like, oh, I'm going to run you over. Like, I want to, like, I don't want to, like, they were like, dying. They were dying. Yeah. So I gave them, like, 4 gallons of water, and it was just like, they were all Indian. Like Red Dot Indian, right? Yeah. From India. And they're like, are we in California? We're like, yeah. Yes, we're in California. They didn't even know where they were, dude. And they were in. And it's like, dude, like I'll glass up 100 illegals in a day and 6 deer.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's like I don't like hunting the spot anymore because it's like
unsafe.
Put
and
it
scared.
this way, the
deer gets
only
spooked.
Mexicans I see down there are the guys smuggling drugs on the hills. Because on the other countries, they just come across on the roads. They walk right across the road, and they want to be caught.
Yeah.
Right? Because they get caught, we give them thousands of dollars, and we let them go. Like $4,000 a phone, we let them go.
Yeah.
The guys here, like the Mexican dudes, I have like, dude, those guys, if I get one of those guys to pack for me, it'd be awesome. Because like, dude, they got those giant makeshift backpacks on, just full of drugs.
Huge
and they're on like the side of some of those freaking hills, going straight up, bro. And I'm just like, you guys are in shape.
I actually have a buddy that he's like special ops border patrol. And dude, the stuff he does, bro, he'll like have videos or whatever. He flying in a helicopter, dude, like rappelling, like getting the baddest dudes, like, but he literally carries a machine gun and wears camo, and they'll like glass up dudes and find them like straight up like wild special ops stuff, but it's all the dudes with the huge backpacks.
The huge backpacks.
That's all he catches.
Because they're bringing it across. That's why there's so many freaking junkies down here. It's all fentanyl, dude. They're all bringing
Fentanyl is wild.
It's gnarly, and that's what
fentanyl is wild.
And that's what we're dealing with in San Diego. Is
Big
like,
time,
dude. It's all these guys who are talking themselves and like skinny as heck. They're all on fentanyl, and it's like so much worse. It's so much cheaper than heroin.
Oh yeah,
so much cheaper than cocaine,
and it's much more potent.
And it's like a matter of like not if, when you die.
Oh,
that's the problem with fentanyl.
100%.
It's like that's the problem with fentanyl. Is it's like they just wrecks people's lives, and then like. Every time you take it, it's like, I don't know what the percentage are, 1 in 20 chance you're going to die, or something stupid.
Oh, it's pretty high, dude.
It's pretty high, and then they end up freaking dying.
It's insane.
And they're bringing across backpacks full, and it's like, I don't know. The whole I don't know.
There's just so much money in drugs like that. That's why, I mean, it's like...
It's all synthetic made
They're
stuff.
making these pills for 2 cents, and they're selling them for, I don't know, $15 a pill. It's huge margins.
Yep.
You know, so... It's crazy. I mean, it's got to be the business with the largest margins out of any business. I mean, you have some close ones, like popcorn has crazy margins.
Really?
Beauty products have huge margins.
Supplements
have huge margins, because those are all white labeled.
Yeah.
That's all they are. Like, no one has, like, proprietary stuff. But, yeah, it's crazy. Drugs, like, of course, they're always going to be a thing because the margin's, like, almost 100%.
Yeah, I do a lot of like joking politics online and stuff. Like when it comes to the border and like being in San Diego, being like in Arizona and seeing it, and you're seeing it, you're just like, man, I don't care what party you are.
Yeah.
This needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
Like this is scary. Like I started carrying now. I never carry now when I'm hunting. I carry down there if I'm hunting in that area. Like. I mean, keep in mind, like, give my spots. I mean, the border runs for a long way in San Diego.
Of course.
But I carry a freaking gun on my chest now because, like, I was down there one morning. I'm driving with my kid, and there was a bonfire. And this is San Diego, so it's a tinderbox. A bonfire in the middle of the street with freaking like 100 dudes, Nicaraguans, Middle Easterns, like in the and I'm like, they surround my truck, and I'm like, here we go.
Oh my God.
This is it. Like, and they're like, and we ended up getting through because they wanted to know, like, is it send the border patrol? Are they coming? Are they coming? Yeah, they're coming, you know. Like, little, and so I'm like, I'm carrying from now on. Like, I'm going to be out with my kid, and they're going to freaking take my car and, you know, leave.
Yeah, dude, you got to.
So it's just,
That's crazy, man.
But they, dude, it's gnarly down there, man. It's just, but like politics aside, just like, take care of that. Like, it doesn't make any, I don't comprehend. Like, politics are so dirty. Like, I hate politicians.
Oh, dude.
I hate, like, only politician I like is my brother-in-law because he just, like, does not give a damn about anybody. He's, like, running for school board, and he's just, like, I'm going to stop. Like, he'll be on the school board, and, like, all, like, the conservatives are all, like, allowing this, like, stupid crap. And he's like, no, screw that. We're not doing masks.
Yeah.
No, screw that. We're not letting boys in the girls' bathroom. And he's just fighting these guys. Like, this staunch, like, guys who have been, like, Republican or Democrat forever, and they've been on the board for years. He's getting them kicked off. He took out a 20-year incumbent and got on the board, dude. He crushed it.
That's crazy.
He crushed it, and he's just like making waves. I like him, but just like the politics side of it, like, oh no, let's let these people in because it's better for our voting. Like, it's just crazy, man. And you see it firsthand. Like, you hear about it on the news and you see it, but when you're in San Diego or Arizona and you're hunting, you just see waves of people. No joke.
Yeah. I mean, what I always, think about with the politics stuff is like when everyone in Washington, all of their donors are the same people or the same companies. I think that's a little suspicious. It's like, okay, you run on these different platforms, but in reality, it's like you're saying talking points to get elected. The people that are paying you all this money outside of your $170,000 salary that you and I are paying, we're not the ones making their net worth $200 million.
Yeah.
So when all the donors are the same, I'm like, seems a little fishy.
Well, plus, then you see them get out, and they're getting like $300,000 speaking engagement
deals.
Yo, here's $300,000 to come speak at our school. You know what I mean? It's just like, dude, that's so dirty. Like, there should be like, I don't want to go no politics podcast, but like, dude, there should be term limits. Like, you guys get 8 years and you're out of there, dude. Nancy Pelosi in there forever, like Dianne Feinstein in there for freaking 700 years. That dinosaur. He's like this evil
Mitch been in there forever. Like,
yeah, dude, all of them. Both sides of it. I don't care. Both sides of them are dirty, dude. Like, that shouldn't be your career.
This is a random pod. I like it, though. It should not be your career. We've kind of gone everywhere. I wonder if people like this.
I don't care if you like it. That's the cool thing about Tricer. Like, I don't care if you like it or not. Like, listen to it, don't listen to it. Turn it off.
When did you start Tricer?
I created the first tripod in 2017, but I didn't start Tricer until 2020, just in time for COVID. Like, we started in like January, and like COVID hit. It was great.
Well, that probably helped your business, really, huh?
Well, dude, our first tripods weren't that great, so we didn't really help anything.
Those were the ones with the...
Yeah, they were like 3-legged tripods, but they weren't bad. We sold a lot of them.
I mean, I think that's a very innovative idea.
The one that had 3 trekking poles, like, and then we kind of evolved into like other tripods, and then like the last couple of years, it's just been like, now this thing's a rocket ship, right? Like, we just can't even... We're just trying to keep things in stock, getting prepared for it.
That's cool. So you don't keep inventory here?
Oh, no, dude. This is all like just... I probably have 15 tripods here because I'm constantly doing things and trying things and doing stuff, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
But I don't keep inventory here, no. Like, if you want to buy a tripod in San Diego, you can go buy one at Bone Arrow Shop or Right to Bear.
Does Performance have them?
No, I need to get them in Performance. I need to get them into Willow Creek. We have a really big distributor market now. We're in like all the Shields. Like, we're working on a bunch of some big stuff that I want to talk about. Like, we have a lot of distributors across the country now selling our stuff.
That's really perfect.
Neat. So it's kind of nice. We're actually putting a thing on the site now where you can like look up like a dealer locator, and you can go find it. And like we don't ever undercut our dealers. Like, we don't give out like we do sales. Like, we'll do like the President's Day sale, 4th of July and stuff. But like, you're gonna get the same price from our vendor dealers you do from us. So like, people can go buy in person, and I get it, man.
You want to try it, and
this stuff's not cheap. You want to try it out and see it. Yeah. I mean, honestly, where we get most of our sales from. We do really good advertising, but like
you do.
Mostly what we get our sales from is like, you buy my tripod, you go hunting with your camp, your tripod is so much better than everyone else's tripod that they come back and buy my tripod. And that's what that's what was like. That's the business I want to have. Like, I want people to buy my stuff not because it's a gimmick, but because like it's really nice and enjoyable.
It performs, yeah.
It performs, and you get it all the time, dude. Like, dude, I took my tripod out. The guy texted me today, dude, like 6 guys bought your tripod and your panhead. They're like, it's like, they're all, like 3 guys already bought it. The other guys are going to buy it before season. Like, because it's like, you use this and it's like, holy smokes, this is actually made for hunters. This isn't like some photography tripod that I'm trying to make. Hey, of all the photography panheads, this is the best one we could use. So let's use this. That's what we've been doing forever. Now it's like, hey, here's one made just for hunters, right? That's cool. And it's just like, people are just eating it up. They like it. And I get a kick out of it. I get a kick out of making stuff, dude. I love innovating.
I saw your video about, you were like talking about making this and how you were like, up in the morning, had an idea and just had to get to it. I think that's cool, And obviously, the business is doing great. I think, like I said, you've done a phenomenal job, I think, of getting a lot of people the product, which is... A great way to get brand awareness is have a lot of different people run it, that have a following that trusts them, Yeah,
and the cool thing is, too, is, like, people want it. Like, I really, like, just so everyone's aware, like, I really don't reach out to anyone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm never like, hey, guy that has a ton of followers, will you... I don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, it's like they come to me
That's cool.
and I'm like, hey, here's let's work together. You know what I mean? Like, here's a discount. A lot of them give discounts out to some guys. Like, hey, you got a lot of followers. Yeah, try it out, use it. But most of the people, like, honestly, a lot of guys just buy it.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Heck
me
yeah,
and Gray Light Hunter, Marlon Holden, like, he's kind of, like, in partnership with us now. But, like, he's been buying my stuff for a long time. And he's just like, dude, I love your stuff. Like, let's work together, right? And, like, Marlon doesn't, like, we don't pay Marlon anything. He just likes to use our gear. So, like, you know, hook him up some stuff. But, like, that was just, like, an organic thing because it's, like, we have good gear. Like, that's the thing about, like, the hunting industry is, like, you can't really fake it. Like, I don't know any hunter who's like, I'm going to use this crappy piece of gear because this guy's paying me. Like, you could pay me a ton of money and I wouldn't use some crappy tripod because, like, I'm not going to find any animals.
Yeah, especially a tripod, I think is like, I think people have asked me that before. What's the most crucial piece of equipment for the type of hunting I do? And for me, it's always either I got to have really good sneaks, like good shoes to stalk in, and a tripod for me is paramount. It's my most important thing. So I'm like really picky with the feel of because I spend an absurd amount of time glassing because like
I'll do 8 to 10 hours a day.
No, I do all the time, and I'll leave and I'll have black rings around my eyes.
My eyes will go like by the end of a hunt, like my eyes are just feel like they just have sand, like dry.
And sometimes I'm doing that every single day for 30 days straight. You know?
I bring eye drops now. Do you bring eye drops?
Yeah. No, I don't. My eyes don't get dry.
I bring eye drops now. I think it's the BTX more this year because I have the BTX now. Like I can't get out of it. It's just so fun.
But to your point, a tripod is crucially important for Western hunting. You know, like or not even Western hunting because I've Western hunted out of a tree stand. I'm ground blind, but for spot and stock hunting, it's paramount. To me, it's the most important thing.
Well, I would take
that or sneaks. Like I gotta have good shoes.
I want to talk about that too.
Yeah.
I would take a $500 pair of binoculars and a tripod over a 100%. 3,000 pair of NL Pures and no tripod.
Not even
I'll
close.
find way more animals with a pair of Vortex Vipers off a tripod than I will with a pair of NL Pures offhand.
I never glass offhand ever.
I don't either. Like I
don't even when I hike around. I don't run a bino harness.
Really?
Like I have a good relationship with Marsupial and they're like a part of our giveaways, but I don't run a bino harness. When I walk, I put my binos right here in the top pack, and if I need some magnification, my rangefinder has 6. I only glass when I sit down and I spend 4 hours behind a tripod. Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to go hunting with Jim. I was texting with Jim this week from Marsupial.
Yeah.
He's running our stuff now. He bought.
Cool.
It's like the thing. He bought my stuff. Like he bought the new head. He bought our tripod. And it's just like it's cool talking to guys like that who are innovative and doing stuff. Like his company is just freaking blown up.
I know.
He's got so many employees now. Like I got their bino harness. Like those guys are really cool over there doing stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. They threw in they call it an enclosed pack for one of the giveaways. So it's a bino pack with a rangefinder in the other pocket as well. So you got 2 pockets and the thing. And yeah, I mean, just cool brand, cool. They do a good job on social media too. My buddy Cade is actually like one of the main social media guys there.
Okay.
He does a good job with it. You've probably seen him in the videos. Got a cool mustache, tall, skinny guy.
I've been joking I talked with Jay Pyburn a lot over there. And we have this new Tricer camo coming out for all of our tripod bags. And I'm like, dude, I want to make a dino harness. I want to do a collab like marsupial dino harness. I don't know if I talk him into it or not, but
that would be cool.
Like, I know they just did something with. They just did their first thing with like Origin.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to do dino harness, like just like have like the Tricer camo on it. I don't know. This sounds cool. I like the.
I think dino's funny. And the logo, like your Triceratops logo, would look pretty good in place of the kangaroo.
Well, I want the kangaroo too, though. Have you seen? Have you seen my pattern? I'll show you afterwards.
Okay. Yeah.
I have like a Tricer pattern.
Oh, you're saying you want to do the camo pattern?
I want to do the Tricer camo pattern and call it the dino harness. Like with the marsupial, though. Like I don't know. I mean, I'm talking out loud.
I would have to see it. Yeah.
I shouldn't be talking out loud about this. Yeah. Like
your editor can
this
cut
thing's gone. Whatever.
This is fun.
It's fun. Whatever. Oh, maybe this will talk marsupial into it. Marsupial, make me a dino harness.
Yeah.
I'll give you the pattern. Let's do it. Let's collab on making 500 of these things or something and sell them. I know we'd sell them. But talk about the sneakers. So like I run Kenetrex, I run Crocs at camp, but I also have like some Solomon trail shoes now. And I'm thinking like when I hunt, like I'm gonna hit the Sierra this year, I'm thinking about running my Solomon trail shoes.
For hiking?
For hiking and for stalking.
Yeah, see, for stocking, I'm very, very picky with what I stock in, and generally for the last several years, I've been using water shoes, like the shoes you use in a pool or at the beach. Yeah,
like the toe ones.
I have used toe shoes in the past. Those are not my favorite. Just the standard ones you wear in a pool.
Like the cheap ones at Walmart.
Yes,
$10.
$10. Yeah.
Like neon green.
Yep. So, here's the thing.
That's a good idea.
I'll stock into about 150, 100 yard, wherever I feel like I can get to. Then I'll drop my backpack, take my boots off, put on my stocking shoes, and all I bring is my bow, rangefinder, and that's it. So I don't bring anything with me because I need to be as minimal as possible. And the thing about the water shoes that are really, really good is they're super light, number one, so they pack well, and they're slim, so they pack in your pack, no problem. But when they go on, they're extremely soft on the bottom, but, and this is key, they do offer a little bit of protection, because I'm doing a lot of stalking in the desert with cactus. If I'm hunting higher country, it doesn't matter as much. But I do like the foot protection, and the most important part is that I can feel the ground, because they're very thin and soft. So I can actually step, and if I feel a twig or something under my foot, I'll actually move it so I don't snap it. Or if I feel a rock about to tip, I can feel it in my foot. So then I'll lay the rock back down and then adjust. But with a boot, there's no way I could do that because they're clunky, they're thick. I can't feel the ground. I have to be able to feel the ground, because then I can make certain adjustments to make sure I'm minimizing any noise. So the shoes are
That's a good idea, dude. So I was 100% thinking I was going to be sneaky and use my Solomons.
No, because the Solomon, you won't be able to feel the ground at all.
Not like that. So and I have some of the I don't want to say gimmicks, but some of the big soft ones. I'm I don't like these. You're going to crap all over them.
So I ran those for a long time, or a while.
What about moccasins? You have no moccasins? Bare feet. I have some bare feet, but I feel like
the bare feet. Here's the problem with those. They're cool. We ran those back in the day a lot, but when those go over your boot, they're so fuzzy that they pick up a lot of grass and twigs, and then you're crunching those. The water shoes don't pick anything up. I've also tried rock climbing shoes. Not great, and they're very expensive. And then now, my buddy Tim got me onto these shoes. They're water shoes, but they're, I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like a water sock. So it goes over it goes up to here, and it fits real tight, and it literally is like a thick sock, but nothing penetrates it.
Dude, I should show you. I saw something the other day. They have one that throw your Crocs away, and it's like a, work glove. It's
that's what it is.
Rubber molded on the bottom.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's like a sock. Yeah, I saw those. I was thinking the same thing for stocking. Those would be good for stocking.
That's what I use now.
I think I want to try those out.
The water shoes are great too.
They take up more space though than the sock is going to really fold up in there.
Well, no, I would argue they actually pack a little bit better than the socks, the water shoes, because I really compared them. I ran water shoes for probably 5 years, so to switch was kind of a big deal. But the only downside of the ones that you saw is I don't think they pack as well. It's just slightly. It's I'm really nitpicking here. But as far as usability and wearing them on a stock, I think they're better in pretty much every way, just slightly. You can't go wrong either way, water shoe or those.
I feel like they're going to fit your foot better.
They fit tight.
They fit tight, yeah. So I always look at,
and they bend over stuff.
For that reason, I was looking at that. I was like, oh, these would be good for stocking.
Yep, and I really thought, to be honest with you.
Now I feel like I'm a genius.
I really thought that they were going to roll on me, when I'm really testing them on a steep
the
rock.
Rubber part was going to roll.
I thought it would roll or something.
Does it?
Not at all. It stays so firmly under you. They're very impressive. And I was on some steep shale. I was really, really testing it. I could not get them to break loose. I couldn't get them to roll. They're crazy quiet.
And they're cheap.
I only had one thorn go through into my foot, which you'll get one or two on a water shoe too. So, but you need that, but I had one big thorn just go right through. But other than that, they're amazing. Yeah, and they're $30, I think, $27.
They're on Instagram all the time.
Amazon, yeah, or Instagram, yeah.
So, it's been going a long time.
How long we been going?
I have no idea.
I feel like it's been like a while. It's 7:22. Probably an hour.
That ain't bad.
Yeah. What do you normally do? Like an hour?
Like an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. Depends how good it is. It's a good podcast.
I'm enjoying it.
That's why we can't do them in person, because I'll just freaking go for 3-hour podcast. So I'll be like Joe Rogan. So
I just don't like to edit them that long.
I don't edit.
I'm jealous of that. I might need to outsource to your edit guy
pass
for
it
my
out
pod.
and be like, dude, he would do it.
Yeah.
He would do it. So you're gonna hunt. We're gonna hunt. You want to talk shoots? We should probably talk shoots. We should talk shoots.
Shoots, yeah, we can do that. So I know you and me are going to TAC Utah in Montana. We're both going to be.
You're going to Montana too?
Yes, sir. We'll be at both.
Hang out.
With the BD crew, Bow Disciples crew. So those videos always do crazy numbers. It's a lot of fun.
Do you have an extra spot?
Huh?
Do you have an extra spot any days?
You could probably jump in. Yeah. We got morning. They give us morning time, so we're in the morning.
I only have a spot on Sunday.
8 a.m. We're shooting 8 a.m. every day.
I only have a spot on Sunday for right now. I'm on the wait list for the other 2 days, but everyone's told me, like, don't worry, we'll get you in.
Yeah, you probably could, yeah.
So I'm just like...
Especially if you're a vendor at the Utah one.
I'm a vendor at the Utah, I'm not worried, because I have passes for that one.
I bet I can probably get you in our group if you wanted to.
So, like, I'm going to shoot with on Friday and Saturday in Montana, because I'm going up, I'm thinking I'm leaving, like, that Tuesday.
Yep.
I'm going to go road trip and go do all that stuff.
I'm road tripping too, yeah.
And then... from there, I'm going to get there. I'm going to be there all weekend, so it's like I'm hoping I could shoot. I know one day they're doing, like, Cody Rich is like they're doing world champion, like, elk calling. So he's like one of the judges in that. So I'm going to go to that and check that out with him. So that'd be kind of fun.
That'll be cool. Yeah, no, they're great events. Shout out to Sean and Monica, all the people that coordinate them. It's crazy to watch the events grow. I've been going to TAC since 2019, so quite a while. And they're always fun. So yeah, I'm doing Texas actually with myself, Brandon McDonald, another YouTube archery guy, Tim Connor, another YouTuber, and then Podium Archer. He owns Spokane Valley Archery. His name's MFJJ or Podium Archer on YouTube. So we're gonna have a cool group. This should be fun.
That's what I'm bugging you guys from hanging out, because now you guys have people who like get to do cool stuff.
Yeah. So it'll be cool. And then doing Montana, doing Utah, all 4 days.
You're bringing a mountain bike? I'm bringing a mountain bike and my dirt bike.
I would like to, but...
Because I'm going to stay for a whole week after. Because I'm doing Lampers, like archery.
Oh, you were telling me that, yeah.
Archery school weekend after is like a 3-day deal, so I'm going to go to that too and hang out with those guys. So I'm going to go ride dirt bikes with Cody, and then I'm bringing my mountain bike, and I'm probably going to bring my canvas cutter, bedroll, and just go up by myself and do some backpacking by myself, and just like,
Perfect.
and like bring a mountain bike, go find some trails, ride a mountain bike, and I'm super into the mountain bike right now.
I love mountain bike.
It's like, the running hurts. Like, dude, the mountain biking is fun, but I am getting, like, dude, like, I got bruises. Like, dirt bikes, like, I feel like are safer than the mountain bikes. Like,
I don't know.
Dude, mountain bikes, maybe I got to get used to it, because, like, I ride dirt bikes my whole life. I get on a dirt bike, I'll go freaking, 70 miles per hour through the desert, open desert, and hold the thing open and not back off. Mountain bike, dude, like, it's like, I feel like if you try and back off, you crash. Like, it's like you have to descend. It's like when you're going down a hill, it's just like send.
Yeah. Biking's fun, man. But I'm excited. And you're having a booth at Utah, right?
Booth at Utah. Yeah, no booth in Montana.
That'll be perfect.
No booth in Montana. So you got a shoot coming up.
Yep.
You guys do, like, I mean, it's kind of cool because, like, maybe I'm wrong, but, like, I feel like the 3D stuff's really kind of gotten bigger and bigger the last couple of years in San Diego.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's just like we've always had such a good archery scene anywhere really from Riverside down or into Yuma. Like, I kind of look at all of that as the same mix. And just in San Diego County, you can do 3 3D shoots every month. Like I was telling you, like you can do Balboa the first week, Alpine the second week, Henshaw the fourth week, every single month. And like, that's rare to have that many 3D shoot opportunities.
So it's Balboa, Henshaw,
then Alpine, then Henshaw.
Alpine at Lemon Grove.
Lemon Grove, yep. And, but yeah, we have a shoot May 18th, 19th at Henshaw with Bear State Bowhunters. This is our second year doing it, Bow Disciples Challenge 2. And it's pretty neat because it used to be a shoot called the Oak Valley Challenge, and they've done that for like 20 years. We were going to replace it with a Bow Disciple shoot back in 2020. We had it all planned. We had agreed to it. We were just about to roll out the promo, and then like boom, COVID came, canceled it, right? And honestly, it was probably a little soon we weren't that big at the time. And then didn't do it for a few years, just like never re-linked. And then last year we talked about it and we decided to give it a go, reschedule it. So we did. Last year was our first year. We had three archery courses, 20 targets each, and we had 159 paying shooters from 5 states come. So crazy turnout for year one. And year two, it's 3 courses, again, 20 targets each, all new courses, plus a 10 target kids course, which is new to this year. And last year we didn't want like any vendors or giveaways. Like we wanted no fluff, just like really good shooting, come hang out, camp, have fun, make new friends, and it went amazing. So this year we're doing the same thing. Just come out, shoot, have fun. A lot of people are going to camp.
I'm going to camp.
Yeah, me as well. A lot
of friends. Bring the family up, let the family go. Then go fishing. You just all go shoot the shoot.
Yeah, you should. It'll be packed. There's a music show Saturday night. It'll be like 10 or 11 songs set. That'll be really, really cool. Food trucks, probably multiple. And then a lot of giveaways. Tricer hopped in on that, pumped on that. And Bowtech, flagship Core SR, the bow I shoot. A PSE bow, a marsupial pack, like 3 dozen arrows, like 3 string set, like all.
They're freaking expensive, dude. A dozen arrows all done up cost me like $180.
They're gonna build them on, yeah. So my arrow company I work with, so 3 different people are gonna have a chance to win a dozen arrows, and they'll make them.
What arrow company you work with?
Deer Crossing Archery, which I love big time. They are amazing arrows. Like I feel right now I'm shooting better than I ever have. I feel really, really good on the bow.
I've shot with you and you shoot very well.
That was an off day for me actually a little bit.
You shoot very well.
Appreciate that. But these arrows shoot every bit as good as any other arrow I've ever shot, but they're under half the price to the consumer.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm all in. I'm Dutch. So like by my heritage, I do not like to spend money. I'm very frugal. And arrows are crazy expensive. So when I got these, and I was like, let me see if they shoot well, because I need to perform. They shoot every bit as good as anything else, but they are a fraction of the price. And they're extremely strong, which is important to me. I like a strong arrow. You can go watch a video on YouTube or Instagram. I shoot this javelina up a steep cliff. My arrow doesn't pass through, so it's hanging out both sides. You can see it. This javelina tumbles down the cliff 20 yards, going over my arrow each time, cartwheeling. The arrow didn't even break.
Really?
I've never seen
string. And are you shooting like a 300?
300 spine, yeah.
300 spine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm shooting a 400. I'm shooting 60 pounds right now. Mm-hmm. And I need to buy limbs now because I had shoulder surgery, so I had to go down to like 50 pounds.
Oh, you're going to go down, huh?
No, I went down. So now I'm ready to go up. I don't know. I'm shooting so.
I wouldn't.
For me, I'm shooting so well. I'm like, I'm just going to shoot 60.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
And the arrows are shooting good, so I'd probably just keep it at 400. But now I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, well, I'm going to this elk hunt. Do I need to go to like a 300 spine, a 340 spine, and then go to a heavier arrow? Or am I okay shooting? I'm shooting a 400. I'm shooting a 400 with a 100 grain tip and a 25 grain insert.
So your arrow's probably like 400 grains.
Sure.
Weight, something like that.
I have no idea.
Yeah, probably. But anyway, yeah. So dude, like, it's crazy. And then yeah, 3 dozen arrows, 3 string sets, custom strings, all sorts of stuff. And that was really cool. Everyone hopped in on that so fast. Because believe it or not, even though I've been doing the YouTube a long time, I never did any brand deals or anything for the first 5 years. Really? And that was intentional. I wanted to be fully independent for 5 years. So I did it for 5 years. Not a single, other than the bow shop, obviously. Been going to bow shop since 2005. Actually before that, but that's when Bruce owned the shop, so I've known him since 2005. But worked with them obviously the whole time. But then in this year, actually, I was like, you know what, like some of these brands I want to work with, but I was very selective on which ones. So like the arrows I fully support and back, like I really, really love them. Same with my strings that I run are amazing. And then obviously Bowtech. And then who else am I working with?
You shooting the 334 or whatever?
No, I shoot the Core SR. I always forget a couple of my company. But anyway, like, I think it's cool. I think it was cool to be independent for so long because I think a lot of people, I think a mistake that I see a lot of like aspiring YouTubers or aspiring influencers make is they attach themselves so fast to just so many different companies. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I think that's goofy. Like, yeah. I remember being on some of these calls to set up, stabilizers, aim for a pass-through, amazing stabilizers. But I remember being on some of these calls with these companies, and I would be like, hey, look, like, when I'm doing these deals, I don't want to bounce from one company to another one, to another one, to another one every year. Like, I'm looking at this as like a 10-year deal. You know, like, hopefully, that's my hope. Things can always happen, but like, I'm not going to go into a partnership if I don't think it is going to be a decade, you know?
Yeah. That's one thing that's cool about Tricer, right? Is like, we get to be Switzerland. I tell people all the time, like, we're Switzerland. So, like, I'm doing a pack series. Yeah. And I'm going to have on Eberly Stock, Mystery Ranch, I'm hoping Stone Glacier, EXO, Kafaru, and, like, one other podcast.
And Tenzing.
Tenzing? Initial Ascent. I don't have Tenzing. I can make Tenzing. I'd be 7. Yeah. But like, it's a very unbiased, like, hey, tell me your stuff. That. Like, you know what I mean? So like, I don't have to do that. Like, if you look at my closet right now, like, I open it up, it's gonna be Sitka, Stone Glacier, Kuyu. I mean, like, the whole deal. Because like, First Light, I don't want to be like, I like to be Switzerland. I like to use everyone's stuff and like try different stuff out and like I do get some gear to try some stuff, right? We're doing gear swaps and stuff, which I like doing. Yeah. But I enjoy being Switzerland. I enjoy like, the thing is with gear is like, I see the benefits of like Kuyu and Hillenberg and Atlantic Equipment. And like, my stuff is like, I hate this, like, I have to only run First Light, everything across the board. Yeah. You're telling me that everything they make, which First Light is phenomenal. I have a bunch of other stuff, is better than everyone else. That's not. There's no way. Yeah. So when you're Switzerland with your gear or with, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to get locked into. That's why I wear solids. So like that way I can just like interchange my gear. Yeah. Because like there's certain pieces, like there's some Stone Glacier stuff that I love. Like, so they have this like light hoodie. I can't remember what it's called, like their Helio hoodie or something like that. I absolutely love it. And like First Light has some stuff like their puffies that I love, right? And then Stone Glacier has a pant that I'm really into right now. And then, but I love Kuyu's base layers, right? And then I run freaking Mary Wool socks. You know what I mean? Like, not Mary Wool, Darn Tough socks. Yeah. It's cool to be Switzerland and be able to use other stuff and not be locked into one brand.
100%. And that was something I had to really consider when I decided to do some deals this year. Because now it's like, I mean, could I still go do a review versus like another arrow or another stabilizer or another bow? I'm actually doing another bow review here in a bit. Some company hit me up. It's a Chinese company, but they make like a really sick bow you can buy on Amazon for cheap, and it looks amazing. So I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll try it. Like, see, and whatever. But like, I knew when I was doing these deals, I was like, I'm definitely going to be like pretty exclusive with the product. I'm not going to like go shoot an elk with a gold tip or arrow or whatever. But I was okay with that because I do believe in the product and love the product, and I want to help smaller brands. That was another thing too. Like, I could have gone and done a deal with a bigger brand.
You forgot Native Archery Traditions.
I actually don't use the straps.
You don't use the straps?
No, everyone else does in our crew, but I do not, just because I just run a simple loop. It works really well with my release. But
you sell a bunch of his stuff, right?
A lot, yeah. You sell a lot of stuff. He makes an amazing product, dude.
Dude, I love it. I actually
want to get him on the podcast to just kind of tell me how.
I want to get him on too, and he's like, oh, I don't know.
He's tough to get on, but I'm working on it.
Just go and talk. He's such a fun guy to talk to.
I'm working on it, but yeah, I mean, like, I knew that would be a sacrifice, you know, you being exclusive. But what I was gonna say is, I think it's neat because I forgot. But yeah,
being exclusive with somebody.
Yeah, no, being exclusive, and then I was saying like. Shoot, I don't remember. You got to be like Trump. I don't know, I don't remember. You ever see that one?
All right, so back to the arrows.
Yeah.
What are you running for? Do you run mechanicals or fixed?
Mechanicals, yeah. For a long time now. Yeah.
Is that because that's what Bruce sold you on? That's what you're going to use?
Yeah, I'm actually going to switch soon. So I actually shot Muzzies for probably a decade. I shot the OG Muzzies, which you actually slid the blades in. They had a screw-on cap. They were great. I
think that's what I have.
Yeah?
The G5, something like that?
Oh, no. They don't make them anymore, but I ran those for a long time, fixed blade, 3-blade fixed, and they were great. At distance, they would start to like pull a little bit, so then I switched to these broadheads called G5. I think they were called the Strikers. They don't make them anymore either, but it was a cool mechanical that kind of like dropped back, but they were a real pain to like set in and not have them deploy. They had some downsides, but I did run those for probably like 3 years. Then I got on the Rage Hypodermics. Ran those for...
With the collar, the plastic collar?
That's the ones I ran for a long time.
Yeah, I have 15 of those. That's what my kids use.
Yeah, and then I got onto the Rage Trypan with the plastic collar, and now I do the Rage no collars, which are pretty neat, pretty slick. But I think I'm going to try the Grim Reapers pretty soon.
Mechanicals.
Grim Reaper 3-blade, yeah, mechanical.
You've killed elk with them, with the mechanicals?
All of my archery elk except one were with mechanicals.
Really?
I've shot 6 bulls. Yeah,
No
so
issue.
5 with mechanicals.
Really?
I'm pretty sure that's accurate. Yeah, 5 with mechanicals.
So you mechanical everything?
Yeah. And my buddy shot that bison with the mechanical.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
See, I don't know why, I'm such a FUD when it comes to stuff, and I'm like, I just want to run fixed blade.
Yeah,
but I can tell you, I shoot my arrow, and I'm like, oh, I'm pulling high right now with I'm freaking dropping dimes.
So you should be able to tune that out of the
That's
bow.
That's what my buddy is telling me. You can go tune it out, and you tune it in the rest, right?
On a Bowtech, you actually can just move the cams.
Really?
Because it has deadlock. So that Bowtech's the only brand you can do that, which is really cool.
So I have no idea how to do any of this stuff. That's why I'm just
you'll have to go to the shop. But basically, so most bows, you can only move the cams left or right with a shim, essentially, and try to get them aligned. So then what you do is you get them close and then you move the rest. With Bowtech, you can actually, there's a set screw on the top and bottom cam that basically runs an axle. So with an Allen key, you can just move the cam back and forth in exact increments. So you can literally align them perfectly. So it's the easiest bow to tune.
All right, so in July, we're gonna do, or after July, so before my hunts, we're gonna have to do a video how to tune a Bowtech.
I don't know how to do it, but
you know how to do it?
No, I don't work on my stuff. I don't work on my stuff.
Do you make your own arrows?
No.
You don't do it either?
No, I have them send them now. Yeah, I don't.
Oh, send them done. They'll send them done to you too?
Yeah, oh yeah.
To anybody?
Yeah, whoever, yeah. You go on the website, you build out your arrow, and they send them. It's bitching.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah, dude.
So what's a dozen arrows cost?
For the ones I run with the discount code, I think you could probably build my exact arrow and get it shipped to your door, a dozen for maybe just over $100.
Really?
With my discount code.
What's the company called?
Deer Crossing Archery. And those arrows, by the way, I think you run the Black Gold Hunter XTs.
Yeah.
Those arrows are .006 straightness. So that's the lower, kind of cheaper gold tip. Still a great arrow. The straightness doesn't matter that much. But the gold DCAs that I run are the high-end ones, so they're .001 straightness, much straighter arrow. And they're also 8.7 grains per inch, which I think the Pro gold tip is 8.8. So it's the exact same grains per inch. Same straightness as their Pro model, but like I said, under half the price.
How much does that matter to you being that accurate? For me, I'm I want to hit the 12 ring, but I'm pie plate, dead deer. So are you?
Yeah.
But is that not? Am I wrong?
I mean, for me, I don't think archery gear matters nearly as much as your talent shooting and how much time you spend shooting.
Okay.
I think that. And this is going to sound crazy, but I don't care. I do think it's true, and I think it would be true in Supercross or biking, whatever. I do think that some people are just more talented than others. I think someone could shoot just as much as someone else, or more, practice way more. I think that's just a fact that some people may have a lower or higher ceiling than others, but I think that I tell people this all the time. If you want to get better at archery, just shoot more. That's the biggest thing. You can chase spending money, but just like, in Supercross, I can go build Cooper Webb's bike. I am not going to be anywhere remotely close to Cooper Webb.
That race was sick.
It was insane. Race of the year.
I meant to text you. Race.
You did text me.
I think
we texted about it, but that was the race of the year. Bro, I was on the edge of my seat the entire time.
Yeah.
What was there, 4 passes for the lead?
Dude, Cody Rich texted me. He's like, Webb! And I went to church. I couldn't finish race.
Yeah.
And I was texting back. I'm like, new rule.
Do not text me. Yeah,
we have to text each other. We have to text each other.
Yeah.
Cause I won't go on Instagram. Because if you go on Instagram, you'll ruin race.
Oh, no, yeah,
I was like, new rule. We have to text, did you watch?
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
We'll because like
me and my brother always do that. Yep.
Yeah, so I had to do it. Because like, I've done it to him too.
Yeah.
With a race this year. I'm like, new rule for each other. We got to say, did you watch?
100%.
Because once I know that Webb wins, I'm like, it's still a really good race.
Oh, yeah.
But seeing it with like...
Yeah.
Dude.
I was watching it live, actually. I was fortunate to be able to watch it real time. And man, like, the race was just... It was chaotic. I mean, you got people stalling, lappers stalling right in front of... Jet would have won that race for sure if he didn't crash. And even if that lapper didn't get caught right in front of him on that wall, I think he would have won too. So they got lucky. He had 2 pretty big mistakes. 1 bad luck, 1 mistake.
That is way off of topic, and most people don't watch Supercross. Like, it's a very small niche of us, like way less archers. Yeah. So back to shooting.
Yeah.
I try and shoot a dozen to 20 arrows a day.
I think that's perfect.
That's fine. I don't want to shoot too many. I didn't shoot today, but I shoot pretty regularly 5 days a week.
I think that's perfect.
Try to shoot, and I just, aim small. I try and do 30 to 40 yards. I don't even mess with 20 that much anymore.
30 to 40, perfect.
I can shoot 40 yards out here, and then 30 going that way to a deer target. And I'll do like 10 in the deer. I'll come over here and do 10 to the 40, and I'm good.
So I think for practicing too, if you want to actually become like a better, more accurate shooter, I would suggest practicing more at dots, like not on 3Ds. I would just shoot dots a bunch and try to focus on the tightest groups possible. That's all I really practice. How small can I shoot these groups? Because if I'm shooting groups that big at 80 yards, like I know I'm shooting pretty good. And then some days I just might be a little worse or whatever. But for me, groups is the best way to become really accurate. And then the only time I shoot 3Ds is at shoots. So what's important for me is I need to know where to aim. So like I'm looking and I see, okay, there's a 12 ring. And then what I'm doing is like looking and I'll look for anything, a blemish, a shadow, a piece of grass, anything that like, okay, that piece of grass right there is cutting around the 12. So if I hold just left of that piece of grass and break the shot right next to that piece of grass on the left, I should be in the 12. So that's like, I'm essentially doing the same thing when I'm doing 3D, but I'm having to find different references to hold on. Whether it's a shadow, a black spot on the target, a sunny spot, like, there's, usually I can find something.
Gotcha. Breaking the secrets now.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So, you don't, where you live, you're not shooting 60 yards.
I'm actually pretty close to Morley.
You go to Morley. You shoot Morley, right? So, but you at home, you can shoot like 20, right?
I don't even shoot at home. Yeah, I'm in a condo right now that, so I don't shoot at home. But my parents, I shoot there. When I go up, I'll bring my bow and I can shoot as far as I want. And then at Morley, I can shoot to 100. So I'll practice. Go to Morley and I'll find like usually a piece of paper in the trash or a plate and I'll just put like a little something out and I'll just sit there and just shoot groups.
Yeah, one thing I learned about going shooting Balboa is like you need to bring some targets because like I was like literally like just finding a piece of paper on the ground and staple to that thing.
That's what I do. Yeah.
Shoot at them.
Yeah. But
And how many days a week do you shoot?
Dude, I go through phases. Sometimes I'll shoot like every day. And then sometimes I'll shoot like once a week. But it really depends. And what's funny is sometimes after I don't shoot for a while,
better,
I'll shoot insane. Like I'll whip my bow out and go do a shoot, and I just did a shoot. I shot in Yuma actually, and I hadn't really been shooting a ton other than the 2 days right before. This was 60 targets, right? And at Yuma they score 12s, 10s, 8s, 5s, and out of 60 targets, I think I only had 3 that weren't 10 or 12s.
Really?
I think I had 3 8s.
So did you win?
Something like that. It was something like that. I might have been a couple more 8s, but yeah, I did. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, by a good margin. But I was like shooting ballistic. I mean, it was just like everything was in. It was crazy. So someday, and again, I like wasn't shooting that much. So sometimes I do tell people that too. Like if you're slumping or you're kind of getting over it, like just set the bow down, and then when you've got to shoot or you want to, then whip it out. And I swear sometimes that's like when I'll shoot the best.
That's why I only try and do like a dozen to 20 arrows.
That's perfect.
Because like if I do too many, then I'll start getting tired. Then I start making bad habits. And it's just like things go wrong.
Yep.
So on the distance, because you do shoot distance.
Yeah.
Like I think Marlon Holden, Great Hunter, he says like he won't shoot anything closer than 50. Because he says like he can just like he has more control at 50 yards than he does at 30 because like things can go wrong, spooked.
100%.
What is your ethical range on an animal? Ethical.
Well, I'll say this. Most of my hunting shots, I've probably shot, I don't know, 60, 70 big game animals with a bow. Like, I'm shooting like 5 or 6 a year usually. Again, I'm always out west, so I'm not going to Georgia and shooting 10 whitetails. I would love to do that. But out of 60 animals I've shot with my bow, let's say roughly 60 to 70, I would say all but, I would say 95% of them were between 10 and 40 yards. Really? Yes. I do not like to, I love to get in tight. That's like what I love to do. It's what I pride myself on. Is to, I think that like I said, I feel like stalking is what I'm best at doing, and I want to get in there snug, So I do agree with Marlon a little bit on that. Say I stalk a buck that's bedded, and I got to sit there and wait for him to get up. I've sat on a buck for like 4 hours before, but he's right. I don't like to get closer than 40 most of the time. I'll sit at 40. And wait for him to get up, because any closer at 40, I am definitely within his personal space. So any little mistake or the wind switches or I accidentally roll a rock, it's over. Like the margin of error is just so slim. But I have had it where I get to 40 and I just look at the terrain and the animal. Hopefully I can see him at this point. And sometimes I'm just like, I can get another 10. Another 20, I gotta just kind of read the situation. But I do agree with him. I think there's certainly some benefits to sitting at 40 or 50 rather than pushing in tighter.
He also only shoots with broadheads.
What do you mean when he practices?
Only shoots broadheads.
Yeah.
I don't shoot field tips.
That's what Cam Haynes does too, actually. Yeah, I would do that. I don't really see a benefit because I shoot mechanicals. They shoot the same as my
Is that your feeling? I need to do that. I just need
they shoot the exact same as my field tips.
I just need to do mechanicals.
And another thing, I don't want to shoot broadheads all the time because I would tear up my fletches constantly. So I'm shooting groups like this, so I would be cutting my fletches off all the time. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I hear there's I could see the benefit to it, but if your broadhead and field tips are hitting the same place, then is that your take with the rages? I hit the exact same place, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's just like, you just know you let it go at 60 yards hitting the same spot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, very, very.
That's what I need to do is just use those ones and just buy those things. You have to tell me which ones they are and buy a bunch of those. But I don't know. I got to figure out if I'm going to run 125 or I'm going to run 100s.
Oh, yeah. For you, you might want to do 125.
I'm probably going to go to a 340 arrow and go up to 70 pounds and go to a 125 grain arrow tip.
If I was you, I would also suggest not really pushing yourself on the poundage because you are coming off a shoulder injury and a surgery. It's like, because you have a long draw too. Like, what's your draw? Like 30 inches?
30 inches, yeah. I think it's 30 and a half.
I mean, like, I actually did a really good video on this. I had a physical therapist come and teach exercises to Brianna on how to increase draw poundage, right? And the girl, she said the craziest line. I had never thought of this line, but she said, as you know, for women archers, we're generally pulling almost our max poundage every single time we shoot. Whereas men, I could pull my 70-pound bow 1,000 times in a day. You know, realistically, I get my max may be 120. You know what I mean? So I'm well below. It'd be like benching 135 if I can throw up 250. You know, it's just like, it's kind of lightweight. And when she said that, it really clicked for me because women oftentimes, like Brianna's always wanting to get her poundage up. And I'm kind of like, why? But when you're shooting 46 pounds, each pound makes such a big difference, and her draw is 24.5 inches.
Yeah.
So you're getting no speed on draw. The only place you can pick up speed is poundage.
Yeah.
But for her, you got to think when she's practicing, 46 pounds is like, I mean, that's like, you know,
max. Yeah.
Max. So this girl's training was all about, we have to train to make our max as high as possible. And that was like wild because it's so much different than how men approach shooting a bow.
I can tell you, shooting 60, I can shoot a lot more. Like, I'm not as sore as everybody else shooting 70 or 80. Yeah. That's what I was thinking, especially doing these shoots. So that's kind of like, man, like, if I'm going to make the call, I'll make the call in July.
Or just go 65.
Well, but I got to change my limbs then, so I'm like $400. I don't know. If I'm shooting really good at 60,
I would leave it.
Plus,
they can get you to like 62 on that, 63 maybe.
Yeah, if I'm shooting really good, and I can use 100, I mean, it'll kill an elk.
100%.
I can use a 100 grain tip, and I can kill an elk with it. Like, and just get in there and kill it. I'm not planning on shooting an elk past 40 yards at all.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill an elk with my bow. Like, I know it's supposed to be, I know everyone's like, oh, your first time archery elk hunting. I'm going to kill one, dude. I'm going to figure it out and kill one.
I do not think elk hunting is as hard as mule deer hunting. And I don't even think it's really that close. Yeah. Personally. But I've shot a lot more mule deer than elk.
I shouldn't say I will kill with my bow, but I'm going to have 14 days to hunt this thing, and I will hunt that whole thing, and I will hunt that thing sunrise to sunset. I will figure it out. And if I got to get up in a freaking tree saddle over a water hole, I'll do it. But my goal is to hunt them, like do the whole deal, call them in, and figure it out.
I've definitely shot some bulls out of trees. It's exciting. It's a very underutilized way to hunt elk, for sure.
So Tethered sent me a tree saddle, whole setup, dude, like $1,200. I have
cool.
I have it in my brand new. It's in the box still. I was talking to the owner this week. I'm like, dude, it's in my shed every year. I haven't even tried it. So like, I might have to go out. Like, that'd be a fun thing to do with you too one day. Is like learn how to use a tree saddle.
I've never used a saddle.
You really?
So I set up stands. Like, I'll hike them into the hills. Like, I'm a lunatic. Dude.
You know, dude, I can.
I'm a lunatic.
Dude, Timber Ninja is a dude that I have a really good relationship with, and we should like talk about like maybe like getting one and like doing like a video on like how to use it and do it. Like,
yeah, that'd be cool.
Like, they say these are awesome. They love them.
The saddles?
Yeah.
Saddles are cool because they're so easy to move and they're very easy to move around. Thing is, I'm sitting a ton of hours in these elk stands, and I think for that, I would rather be on a stand than a saddle.
So do you see? I was thinking that like maybe I'll just sit water. And
I never have sat. That's not true. I've sat water. I've shot one.
What do you sit in, wallows?
No, I find like, most of the places that I've done the tree stand elk hunting is over-the-counter units, so they're very, very low elk density. And I'm in the bull units, which are like, it's rough hunting, very rough. So there's almost no elk, pretty much. So you have to find, I'll like just spend my first few days of the hunt just hiking as much as I possibly can, and try to find areas that are like, okay, this looks like potentially, an elk might come through here, like whether there's a bedding source or some feed or a wallow or water, whatever it may be, and then I'll set a stand and like, dude, I sat a stand one time for, I was getting up and I would hike down this huge cliff, couple miles probably, in the dark. I would climb up, sit in the dark for an hour in the tree. It's like, I don't know what time I got up. Crazy early. Sit till probably 11 a.m. Get down. Doesn't get dark till 9. Hike back to camp, a couple miles. Make lunch. Take a nap for like an hour. Hike back in at 3. Sit the stand till whenever sunset or it's dark. Climb down in the dark. Hike back out. Get back to camp at like 10 or 11. Cook, go to bed, do it again. I did that every day for 3 weeks.
Really?
Yes.
You killed a bull.
I did. Yeah, I've went 3 for 3 on an over-the-counter bull hunt. 2 5x5s and a 6x6. And I seriously think the success odds. I never look at those because I think it's kind of an irrelevant stat. I think it's like 1% for bulls of that caliber.
I killed a bull, a 5x5 bull, in a any elk unit in Arizona.
Oh.
And it was the only elk I saw.
Was that one of those over the counter?
No, it wasn't over the counter. It was. I had to draw it. It was a horrific tag, and it was the only elk I saw was the last night.
Yep.
And I sat water.
Yep.
And it just you just heard like a dinosaur behind you just crashing through the bushes, and it jumped this thing. I was rifle hunting, and I shot that thing, and it was like this elk just manifested.
Dude,
I killed it the last day, and it was like,
bro.
It was the only time I sat water the whole hunt, because you couldn't, it was really hard, because it was one of those units where it wasn't really mountainous, but it was mountainous, but it was pinyon juniper, so you couldn't really glass more than
Yeah, I know that.
Kind of like these rolling, like northern Arizona, rolling.
I know the exact country, dude. That is.
But I killed a bull.
Sometimes hunting, dude, you just have stuff like that happen, dude. I literally.
Persistency breeds luck, though.
You have to be
Persistency breeds luck.
I talk about this all the time, dude. Persistence is so key. I had it, same thing, dude. I'm hunting this unit. It was my first time. And me and my dad, dude, I mean, we are workers, bro. So, I've lost 25 pounds, bro, working so. And I mean, it was bleak. It's the second to last day. Just like you, I think I'd seen one elk. I've been busting butt for at least a few weeks, just grinding hard. And I was like, this is not going to happen, I don't think. Dude, I'm sitting there second to last day. It's almost dark. I hear something rustle in the bushes. And I had not had one thing come by my tree. Not a single thing. The whole time. I would hear bugles, but they would just never come in the open, which I made a good adjustment, but the following years. But, dude, I hear a rustle. I look to my left, and I see something go like this, and I was like, is that a mule deer? Like a buck or what? And it moves. It was a bull, dude. It had come out of the tree line.
A school bus.
And then another bull comes out, and I'm like, I'm just like, oh my gosh, there's actually something here. It wasn't even I wasn't even psyched. It was a weird, so I'm like, I wonder if they're going to come in. I was sitting in this wallow. This one just beelines it, dude. Straight to the wallow. I had my camera set up, and I was like, I'm not even going to turn the camera on. I'm not blowing this, And I was like, he went behind the tree. I was like, yeah. So I reached up, turned the camera on. Dude, he walks out 18 yards, dude, thump him. He ran off, and I was just like you, I was like, the good Lord had to have put that bull there. There was nothing pointing to that happening. Nothing.
When I shot my bull,
I was in shock, dude. You can go watch the video.
Yeah, when I shot my bull, it was the only time I ever cried. I'm not a crier. It was the emotions I had. It just didn't even make sense.
Yeah.
It was I was in shock. I shot him, and I just fell down, and I was just like, I cannot believe
that it happened.
It was the only elk,
dude.
Not a cow. The only elk we saw, and it was just the last night. It just showed up, and we shot him right next to a road, and we had to drive my truck into this drinker and put this bolt in the back of my truck.
I love it, dude.
Dude, it was crazy. But, dude, that's a good way to end this thing right there. That's some good stories.
Dude, thanks for having me.
Tell me.
We went all over the place.
We did all over
the place. I loved it.
So tell me about, let's wrap up. Where can we find? Tell me your shoot. When's your shoot? This is going to come out a week before your shoot. So we're planning on that. So
May. Yeah, so the Bow Disciples Challenge 3D shoot, May 18th, 19th. I would love everyone to come. I want it to be huge, so please, everyone come. You can get tickets and information on bowdisciples.com, but you can also find, you can just show up as well and buy a ticket day of, no big deal. So you have the option. All the information is on our Instagram, Bow Disciples YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. We're everywhere. And then on the website, we got merch, release straps, and stuff like that. So come on out. And yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, dude.
Awesome. Let's do it again.
Yeah, I'm in.
That was fun.
Yeah. Did we kill the battery?
No. Oh, it's starting to. It's on the blink right now. There we go. That's it.
Dude, that was great.